So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the signpost, the guidepost, the thought for the day here on the way. And today I'm basing it around something I wrote back in 2016. And it's a poem that's called Expressing I Am. The inner you, the highest self, sent to express I am, is consciousness abounding and here to fulfill your plan. The sovereignty of who you are should never abdicate the desires of the spirit or accept a lesser fate. You should accept front and center is where you're meant to be, to construct from the inside what becomes reality. Subjective is as subjective does. Don't share your desires and plans. Let the whole world stand in awe as you object to all negative dams. The person who says it can't be done needs to sit down and be quiet as you do the impossible to display your love and light. You should always remember we are not an object for derision, but a bright creative star. Very similar poem to yesterday, I think. The one that we were looking at yesterday was asking you to stand out and to do what you were sent here to do. This is a little bit more expressive of that thought, and it says expressing I am. And for those of you who've not heard this concept before, every time we use the words I am, they are the creative words. Moses asked God, the burning bush, who shall I say has sent me? I am who I am has sent you. It's the divine name in the, it's called the Tetragrammaton. In the Old Testament, it's JHWH or YHWH. It's the unpronounceable word. It has no vowels, just consonants in it. And that's why we now call JHWH or YHWH Jehovah or Yahweh, because we've added some vowels into those writings so we can say it. But the whole idea was that it's the unpronounceable name, but it means I am. And that's why if you go into the New Testament, in the Gospel of John, you'll see John putting words or recording words of Jesus saying, I am the good shepherd, I am the way, the truth and the life. And there are many other I am the good I am the bread of life. There are many I am, and it is the divine name. And therefore, when I say that we're here to express I am, the poem is pointing, in my view, and it is my poem after all, it is pointing to the fact that we are consciousness, we are divinity wrapped up in humanity, that we are here to express, however large or however small, a little bit of God. And it does say again in the Christian scriptures, in the Jewish scriptures, in the Islamic scriptures, in the Old Testament, that when God made mankind, he made us in his image, male and female, he created them. And we are the human representation of divinity. That's what the Bible teaches, that's what the Talmud teaches, that's what the Quran teaches. So the whole idea behind Western philosophy is that we are the expression of God. So when I meet with people, I'm looking for the image of God, made in the image of God. Where's the image of God? Where's the I am in your personality and mine? What is it that we display personally, our unique signature? What is it that we display as human beings that is divine? What stand out from the rest of humanity? What's the part that we play in expressing I am? So I believe there is a plan for each of our lives. I also believe that we signed up for it. We believed, we were asked, would you go and do this kind of a job? Would you have these people as your parents? Would you attend this school? Go and work in these environments? Is it the calling? Are you where you were called to be? In your family life, in your friends' life, in your social life, in your work life? Are you fulfilling what you agreed to do? And I'm not talking about the precursor events. Each life has different events in it that are supposed to take place. Some of them aren't pleasant, to help prepare you for the big task. That's the whole point of it. And admittedly, some people at a much younger age than me have fulfilled a greater destiny than the others have, even in later life. But that doesn't mean that there was a lady, I used to work in old people's home, this lady, they called her Mrs. Jagger. And I've written something called "Have You Got the Moves Like Jagger?" because I'm referring to Mrs. Jagger. She said she was a lady of great faith. She was a Christian believing lady. She says, when he calls, I'm ready. I'm ready. You can come and take me. And I said to her, she said, I don't know why I'm still here, Andrew, and I'm only late teens, early 20s at the time. I said, I think I know why you're here, Mrs. Jagger. She said, go on then, you tell me what you think. And I said, every time you walk into this room, 30 people all sat in comfy chairs waiting to die. And you walk in and all the eyes in the room go to you because they know that you're full of life. You've got a big smile on your face. You're always cracking jokes. You're always laughing. You're always making people feel glad to be alive. Their eyes go onto you because you lift the room. And I think that's why you're still here. You've got a job to do. That's why. And she's probably in her late 80s, early 90s, Mrs. Jagger. And I wasn't there the day that she died, but colleagues told me she died with a smile on her face. So have you got the moves like Jagger? Even into your late 80s, early 90s, are you going to be fulfilling the divine plan for your life? And there is a sovereignty about this I am that you are, that I am. There is like we're the king or the queen of the castle called our life, the experiences of our life, and we should never ever abdicate that role within our lives. We should never give the decision as to what we do, when we do it, who we do it with, to someone else. We shouldn't. If we do decide to go and work for an employer, it should be because we believe that's where we should be. We're doing what we should be doing and not for any other reason. We don't need to accept a lesser fate than to complete the desires in our bellies, in the depth of our spirits. That's what we're here to do. So the people will say things to you and to me and come and talk into a camera, sometimes without anybody. Would you do that? And the answer is simple and straightforward. I believe that I've been called to do it. I'm being the heavenly vision. I'm if people say that's a daft thing to do, I don't mind. That negativity is not going to impact my decision to do what I believe I'm called to do. And that's the thing that keeps us going. When you're certain that that's doing what you're supposed to be doing, nobody who says anything negative about it to you is ever going to persuade you otherwise, other than getting on with what you've been told to do for as you believe you've been told to do it. And I love this verse about the person who says it can't be done and needs to sit down and be quiet, because we're here, each one of us, I believe, to express love and light. That there's various different ways of doing that. If you everybody who's been obedient, everybody who's been doing, came here to spread love and light. So remember who we are. We are divinity, expressed in clothed in humanity, expressed through our humanity, and we're not an object for derision. People cannot tell us this is a load of nonsense what you're up to, because we're a bright shining star. I'm going to read my poem again, and then I'm going to close the broadcast. I hope you have a lovely day today, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Expressing I am. The inner you, the higher self, sent to express I am, is consciousness unbounding, and here to fulfill your plan. The sovereignty of who you are should never abdicate the desires of the spirit or accept a lesser fate. You should accept front and center is where you're meant to be, to construct from the inside what becomes reality. Subjective is as subjective does. Don't share your desires and plans. Let the whole world stand in awe as you object to all negative downs. The person who says it can't be done needs to sit down and be quiet as you do the impossible to display your love and light. You should always remember who you really are, not an object for derision, but a bright, creative star. Namaste.